Thank you, Scott. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs practicing today. No pads, a light day back after setting a franchise record 51 points scored in a playoff game. But to get to Miami, Mahomes knows they got to keep that offense rolling until the final minute against Tennessee.
With the Titans, I mean, the physicality, the determination that they play with, offensive, defense, and special teams, I mean, they're going to get after it every single play. They're going to fight for every single yard. Their defense is going to fly around to the ball. They'll chase down a runner if he breaks. They're not going to give up on anything. They're going to fight to the end. I mean, that was the first thing. I mean, being up 2 scores late in the game like that, usually you're good to go and you can kind of just run out the clock. But knowing this team and their coaching staff and their players, they're going to fight to the very end no matter what.
Took out the Pats and the Ravens, and now they have their sights on the Chiefs. Let's head out to Kansas City and James Palmer.
This is Patrick Mahomes' second crack at the AFC Championship game, and he's using that loss to the Patriots in his preparation. He said he didn't prepare for everything against New England. They threw out some coverages and disguised some things that he wasn't prepared for. He doesn't want to dig a hole for the second time in a row. And Tyreek Hill couldn't be more excited about going against this Titans defense that plays a lot of man coverage. And he said, nobody in this league, no disrespect, can cover us man-to-man. They're linebackers, they're DBs, they're secondary. Nobody can cover us man, but he said at the same time, if you go zone, it's even easier for us.
Thank you, James. Well, of course, it's a rematch from Week 10 for the Chiefs and Titans. Tennessee rallied from multiple deficits with the help of 255 yards rushing, 188 from one Derrick Henry. Welcome in, everybody. Terrell Davis here. We got Akbar, Gbajabiamila. This is a great championship Wednesday we have going on. We're going to break down the AFC game here. So, TD, I want to start right there with the Titans. And what's the key to them for another victory against the Chiefs?
I believe the key for the Titans is going to be their offensive line. We talk about Derrick Henry and his success, but this offensive line, you got to check them out. They are doing a fantastic job up front. It's about Lawan, Saffo, Jones, Davis, and Cochran. Watch this on this play. You got 9 in the box against the Ravens, but watch how sticky. See that C right there, as we call it? You're getting push and movement up front, and as you see, he goes to the line of scrimmage. The offensive line helps push him forward. Now, again, Lawan on the left side of the line. Watch the movement that they're getting from the offensive line. Creates a huge gap. Again, you see that C and Derrick Henry, as big as he is. That guy, if you touch him, you have to bring him down because he is not going down easily. Right there, stiff arm, picks up some more yards on that play. And then right here, it's a big fella back there. Again, they're running these zone runs. And again, you see this little C that's coming with that offensive line? That tells you that they're winning inside with their center and their 2 guards, and they're getting positive yards with that guy. This guy has got 1,567 yards after contact. That's ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous.
It's more than so many running backs had actually running the ball. I mean, his yards after contact are so impressive. And you see 225 rushing yards on the ground allowed by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That was a season high for them. But obviously, the Chiefs' best defense is Patrick Mahomes. So how do the Titans slow him down in this game?
Well, I think it's going to be important for the Titans to be able to harass them defensively. They got to get physical. This is a very finesse offensive team. And when you think about the Kansas City Chiefs, they're explosive. And I think if the Titans, if they can control the explosive plays, now all of a sudden you control that tempo. Because when you look at that score from the first game in Week 10, you look at the yards rather, and you look at how many yards they put up in the passing game. And a lot of those were big explosive plays. So I think if you think back to that Week 1 game, the first game against the Texans, and you see how they were frazzled against the Texans. They had bad offense. They were out of sync, but that was because they were physical up front. They were putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and that offense just couldn't get sync. We saw drop balls. We saw a lot of miscues. If you can do that for the Titans and maintain that, now if that defense can do that and maintain that, all of a sudden you've got a chance. But this is a tough team to stop with Patrick Mahomes making magic out of nothing sometimes.
We saw what he did last week in that second quarter, and also he was coming back from his injury in that last game against the Titans and still was able to throw for 446 yards passing. But Andy Reid, he's only 1-8 against the Tennessee Titans, including the playoffs, so he would like to turn that around. And speaking of coaching, we have some coaching news here on this Wednesday. We'll bring in Ian